Hey now, it's still Friday, but I thought I'd run through one more autograph analysis, and that would be executive Ed Barrow. Ed Barrow passed away 3 months after he got into the Hall of Fame in 1955, so it makes any of those plaque postcards impossible to get signed. But probably I was reading a book, maybe it was Ron Kay or somebody else that said of all the Hall of Famers to pass away, like pre 1960, he's probably the easiest and cheapest to obtain of any Hall of Famer. And the reason is he signed so much as an executive, and a lot of that stuff got into the open. A couple of reasons how is number one is people would write to him even after he died and he got in the Hall of Fame, and his wife was very nice and obliged the signatures by sending out checks. And another interesting thing is rumor has it when I can't think of his name, Barry Halper. I had to look it up there. Yes, and Barry Halper was friends with the ownership of the Yankees. Like, they basically gave him, instead of throwing away when they were gutting Yankee Stadium, all these old letters and all these old contracts, which is how you see these Babe Ruth contracts and all this stuff out in the open, is really through Barry Halper, because instead of throwing it away, like Steinbrenner, someone said, "Here, Barry, we know you like to collect memorabilia," and he was had ownership in the Yankees, so they literally gave it to him. So that's how eventually he sold that off. So that's how a lot of this Yankee stuff got into the marketplace, these beautiful signed letters. So I want to take a look at Ed Barrow, as I said, very common signature. So common that you may even have one. We'll talk about it in a second. And he did have use of his secretary, and we'll talk about that later. So let's take a look now at my not Barry Halper, Ed Barrow autograph. So we go here. This is a common signed check. Right here, unfortunately, is a piece of tape. It's not on the check. It's on the top loader that it's on. But so this is mine. I paid $50 for this check back in like 2001. There may be $100 right now, but we'll do a little bit deeper dive if we go right now into it. I got this from Todd Mueller. And the reason why I bring that up is Todd Mueller is notorious for selling bad autographs. I mean, there's a whole Reddit thing right here about, is Todd Mueller legit, and is it running from a Todd Mueller autograph? So you can make your own decisions looking ahead of sight, but you can you can Google about Todd Mueller. But even Todd Mueller sold a legit Ed Barrow check at one time to me. So this is my check, again, $50. So if we look at this is a common Ed Barrow autograph, and you'll see Edward, E.G., it's all over the place. But what you want to look for is right down here is it's a big, bold, that's the best way I can describe it, as a bold autograph. That it should be the beginning of like the Edward, the G, and the Barrow should be taller than the rest of the name. And the E, as you can see, sweeps across at the bottom, start there. It's nice and loopy, his signature. And again, capital E, capital G, capital B. And the Barrow, usually in most of the autographs for the W falls down at the end. So we can look at a couple of more right here. Again, this is closer in. Again, the E comes in at the beginning, swoops in, very loopy, capital G, and again, falls down, a lot of loops. And like you said, once you see his autograph, it's very tough to unsee, if that makes any sense at all. Again, big capital E, the D. I don't see the G right. This is just an Ed Barrow. There's no G here. But again, that's common. He did that a lot. It's not very rare. Again, so here's the George Babe Ruth autograph that got in, again, through Halper. You can see right here, the E goes straight through, goes to a big capital G. B comes down, and the W, nice swap down. Now, again, if you have this autograph in your collection, you're not worried about getting a fake Ed Barrow if you could afford a Babe Ruth autograph. It's tough to see this one. I want to keep past this right now. Again, here's another common Ed Barrow. Again, you can see right here, the E through the bottom, big loopy capital G, W. So hopefully you get the picture right now, what an Ed Barrow should look like. Now, what's interesting here is, and I thought I had it up right here. So this right here is the Jacob Ruppert, and Jacob Ruppert is another Hall of Famer we'll get to one day. And I'll mention this again, hopefully when we get to it. But this Jacob Ruppert, again, very loopy with the R. It's not very small. You can see another Jacob Ruppert I thought was on this one right here. This is right here. So, again, this is a horrible name. Let's go back to the Babe Ruth contract. And, again, we're sort of jumping ahead of Ruppert here. But you can see the R is like open, not loopy. But there's this other version right here with a big slanty, big J, big R compared to this little J, little R. Again, this is Ed Barrow signing proxy on behalf of Jacob Rupert. So again, it doesn't make the autograph any more or less valuable. Some people like that. I don't. I want Ed Barrow signed as Ed Barrow. But again, unless you're getting something very rare, there are very few signed baseballs out there. Those are thousands upon thousands. There's no Hall of Fame induction, anything with him. So not tough at all. I mean, $50, $100, unless you buy a letter or a contract with great content or a contract of another Hall of Famer. Don't pay a lot for Ed Barrow. And please, please, please buy it a side check or document. So that's it. We're going to wrap this one up. The next one is Jake Beckley. He's one of those impossible ones. Probably the first one we've done that I don't have. I've only seen one real in person. I don't want to give too much away about it. So you're going to have to tune in because it's really interesting about Jake Beckley. That's about it. As always, keep collecting.